Perfection is the enemy of great, and great is the enemy of good. I struggle to this day with perfectionism. Little things, tiny things, small imperfections, infractions, things that I think should be this way and are just slightly over that way, get me crazy. I've gotten a lot better at it, but it's still like it could send me off reeling for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, a half an hour. And it wastes so much. I burn so much mental energy on this kind of thing. And I've gotten a lot better at it. And I recognize it for what it is. But I'm human. I'm imperfect. And therein lies the key. We will never be able to get things just right, exactly right. We'll have moments of this in our lives. Hopefully as many moments as possible, but they're just moments. But they'll never be as perfect as you'd hope. It'll never be exactly 100% dialed in on money. Again, you might have a few of those instances, right, where you're like, wow, everything about that was right on. You'll dial it in from here to there. It'll happen. But to expect this kind of all-encompassing, straight and narrow, everything pointed, true north so that it's clear, obvious, the plan happens exactly as you laid it out, and you get exactly where you're looking to go and exactly the way you thought you'd get there, almost never happens. And if you make a mistake along the way, if there's something wrong as you're on your journey, and forget about the big picture stuff. I'm just talking about the day-to-day. I'm talking about the day-to-day. Forget even about the big picture stuff. Just the day-to-day. Something's out of place. Something's not where it should be. Something's not right. I didn't say this exactly the way I should have said it. Man, I used to torture myself. I used to leave. I could have a great week. In sales, which is the career I've been in my entire life, I could have an incredible week. And then literally, as I'm about to leave the office, I say something to my boss. And as I walk away, I'm thinking, man, that was just a stupid thing to say. And that'll ruin the whole week, everything. I'll go into the weekend burn. That used to eat up part of my Friday. Going over in my head. What I said wasn't exactly the way it should have been, exactly what I should have said. I could have said that better. I could have said that more enthusiastically. I could have been more positive. I could have been smarter. I could have been more strategic. I could have been... So I used to do that to myself. I used to do that to myself constantly. So I'm not that bad anymore, but I still get that way. Now maybe it lasts for 5 minutes instead of hours. But perfection is the enemy of great. So we must recognize, and again, I'm a lot better at this now, and any imperfection I get crazy about, these days, it's only because it's a reflex. It's a reflex. And as soon as I realize it, I start to dial it back in. Eventually, I get right with it. And it doesn't take me long now. Maybe it takes me 5 minutes to kind of steady that in my mind. And I realize, and we have to realize that we're imperfect beings, and imperfect beings can never create perfection. Again, perfection will never create perfection that lasts. Again, we might have moments here and there. So instead of striving to be perfect, really, moments of greatness are phenomenal. Greatness is not perfection, right? Greatness is something completely different. Greatness is not necessarily doing something perfect, but achieving something that you're proud of. Achieving something that had value to the degree that you can appreciate it. And I'm not talking about false pride, braggadocio, arrogance, conceit. I'm not talking about puffing yourself up. I'm talking about a job well done that you can truly appreciate, that the achievement was valuable. and that it resonated. And it was something you were striving to do, something that was good, something that was wholesome, something that was prosperous, something that was productive, something that aligns with loving Yahuwah, the Most High, with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and loving your people as you love yourself. But here's the thing. Greatness is the enemy of good. Greatness is the enemy of good. And striving for greatness, it's a wonderful mantra, but really to be great, it's all about just being good and not sacrificing the good because you're not being great. Don't get caught up in this ideal of you have to achieve the trophy, the championship, the accolades, the peak of the mountaintop. Anyway, when you get to the top of any mountain, when you get any championship, when you get any trophy, when you accomplish anything that you thought was your greatest ambition, once you get there, you're going to find it lasts for minutes. And then you're like, wow, I'm at the bottom of another mountain. I got to climb a new mountain to get right back to that feeling again. And if that's what you're basing your life on, you're going to constantly be frustrated, anxious. You're going to feel like you don't have the answers, like you're always wandering, longing, hungering, thirsting, clawing, scratching, cannibalizing. It's never enough. Endless hamster wheel, endless treadmill. Just constantly seeking something that you can never fully grasp and hold on to and make your own. Because it's fleeting. Anything of this illusion, anything that you're seeking to fill that hole in your heart with the accolades of man, the esteem of man, the mammon of this illusion, the wealth and the riches and the accoutrements of this mirage is always going to end up leaving you bereft if that's where your journey is. If that's where you're seeking to find meaning in your journey, there's no meaning in any of the bedazzlement and sparkles and baubles of this hallucination. In the ways of the flesh, it will never satisfy you, never gratify you, you'll never be truly thankful. Anything that you do is done for truth, for righteousness, being done in the name of Yahuwah the Most High, where you're truly seeking to honor him and revere him and love him with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your fellow man as you love yourself. In the walking with Yahuwah Yahusha, in the journey with Yahuwah Yahusha, in the work you do in Yahuwah Yahusha, in the day-to-day with Yahuwah Yahusha, the Most High and the Son of the Most High, Yahuwah, the Most High, who creates all things, who breathes life into all things, manifests in the flesh as our Savior, as our salvation, as our Redeemer. Yah, the Most High, Shah, who redeems, who delivers, who delivers salvation. Yahusha. Coming to him, surrendering to him, and asking him to guide us on how to live our life in a manner that pleases him most, ends up pleasing us most, because we find true wealth, the wealth of the reign of the kingdom. We finally see the narrow path that leads to the narrow gates that lead to the kingdom to come, and we're filled with his breath. We're baptized in the breath of Yahuwah Yahusha, the set-apart spirit, and with fire, a fire that purifies our hearts, purifies our souls, makes us revised, refreshed, reconstructed, renewed, and reborn once again in his image, as we were when we were first made perfect in Eden, on our way on this narrow path to once again become perfect, where we can love him, honor him, glorify him, worship him, praise him with all our hearts, souls, minds, and strength in a manner that truly does please him most. And between here and there, we can simply be good. And good is good enough, because here's the thing about greatness. Here's the thing about greatness. All greatness truly is, and this is what you should focus on. This is what you should strive for. Greatness is a side effect. Greatness is not the goal. Greatness is a side effect of being consistently good. That's the key. Being good consistently is enough. You're not going to be perfect. Greatness is fleeting. Good. Good is something you can do every day. Good is something you can be consistent on. Everyone can be consistently good, no matter their talents, no matter their genetics, no matter what they've been born with, no matter their skills, their innate skills. Everyone, every single one of us has the capability in some way, shape, or form to be good and to be consistently good. And here's the thing about being consistently good at what you're doing. And there's three things to work on to be consistently good. Three things. Strengthening the temple, strengthening the mind, and strengthening our relationship, our communication, our connection with Yahuwah, Yahusha. And in doing that, and in setting out to accomplish anything that honors, reveres, and loves Yahuwah with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength, praise be his name, and loves our fellow man as we love ourselves, as long as we are following that mantra, that value, that principle, and we are being consistently good at what we do, right? Meaning we're preparing, right? And this is the key. Where does confidence come from? It doesn't come from false arrogance or braggadocio. You don't act as if, you don't fake it till you make it. No. You work. You prepare. You don't rush yourself. When you're setting out to accomplish something, you research, you study, you practice. And in researching, studying, and practicing, and taking your time to be good, forget about great, great's a side effect, to be good, so that when the time comes for you to execute, you've practiced, you're polished, you've put in the time, you've put in the work, the study, the research. When it comes time to execute, you're just doing what you've practiced. You're just doing what you study. You're just doing what you've researched. You're just doing the job you've always done, and you're doing it well. Doing it well, doing it good. And here's the thing about greatness. When you do something consistently good, at the right time, in the right place, greatness will happen. Because it's all about those moments of greatness, it's all about timing. So if you're consistently doing things well, if you're consistently being good, something that all of us can be, all of us have the capability to simply be good. Not perfect, not great, just good. And in executing, in doing what we do well, in just simply being good, moments will come, opportunities will happen, doors will open, and that's where greatness is. Because greatness is simply being good at the right time in the right moment. Praise Yahuwah Yahusha.